I quit my well-paid corporate job, and I'm going to be transparent about why I did it, what I'm doing now, and what I'm learning in the process in the midst of everything that's going on right now. This is my very first video in my new series called Finding My Fit, where I am literally doing just that. Finding my fit within the world, whether that be creatively and corporate. This is the first video in the Finding My Fit series where I am documenting the whole entire journey in real time. So let's get into it. If you're new here, I am Shakira Malisho. This is a safe space where I'm talking about everything lifestyle, business, and growth. And I'm telling y'all, life has been lifing, but in the best way. And some major life changes have been taking place as of recently. As you can see by the title of this video, I am talking about why I quit my good paying corporate job in this economy. I know, crazy. But I'm going to tell you why I did it and why I'm happy that I finally decided to choose me. So the reasons why I left, honestly, I have been in corporate for quite some time now, and I actually transitioned back into corporate once I had my daughter. Prior to being a new mom, I was a stay-at-home mom, a content creator, full-time, and I was just making money, monetizing my content online and landing brand deals. But I felt like there was just something missing, and I wanted to get back into the workforce, and that's exactly what I did. And I was able to use all of my transferable skills that I've acquired over the years for me to land a really good role in a really great company. And I had such great impact and a great time while I was there. Now, I know I just said all of that to say, what? Why did you leave? That makes no sense. If it was great, if it paid good, if it was all of the things, why did you leave? One of the big reasons why I had to step away is because it just wasn't fitting for my family at the time, and it was affecting my mental health. This was something that was very hard for me to personally deal with because, one, I didn't know who I could really talk to that could understand where I was coming from, especially being raised by a generation where we were basically taught to power through it, just stick it out, take the good with the bad. Doesn't matter if you slave away day in and day out. I did not want that for me. I didn't want that for my family. And I saw that that was affecting my mental health, which was ultimately affecting those around me. There wasn't a specific moment or situation that made me feel like, I can't do this. I just honestly feel like it was just a buildup over time of just drastic things happening in my life, whether that be spending more time with my family, wanting to travel more, wanting to do all the things, but having a 9-to-5, working day to day, it was sort of getting in the way. Well, ain't no sort of, it was getting in the way. And I needed to do what was best for me and my family at that time. So that was saying goodbye. I had a conversation with my husband about it. I was like, babe, I don't know what to do, but I just want to be happy. And I don't know if this particular role, this industry is what I want to be in right now. I felt like I was almost masking myself into something that I wasn't, but I was comfortable. The pay was good. The culture was great. Like, I loved the people that I worked with, but at the same time, I felt myself not being as creative as I wanted to be. And that was one of the major reasons why I knew it was time for a big change. I prayed about it. I asked God about it. There were so many different things happening all at once that made me realize that now is the time. I need to make the decision whether to stay or to go because my mental health was at stake. I realized very soon that choosing a paycheck over my peace was not sustainable over time. And I thank God that I have such a supportive partner that pretty much just lets me do whatever it is that I want to do, as long as it makes sense for the family in the grand scheme of things. And that was one of the things that I really went back and forth about because I did not know whether or not I was making the right decision because I didn't know if it was an emotional one, if I was being logical in the sense. But like I said, after I talked to my husband about it, I prayed about it. He was 100% on board. He was like, if this is what you want to do, you can do that. You got money saved. You got things in place. It's not like you don't know how to hustle. It's not like you don't know how to make money. We're good. I want you to be happy and I want you to find your fit. Since we were working 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, what am I doing now with my time? As this has happened as of recently, I've honestly been taking inventory of all the things that I was missing out on when I was devoting so much time to my role. So I've taken a step back. I've realized that I haven't drawn anything. I haven't painted anything. I haven't made music in a while. I was kind of slacking on the content tip. And I mean that because it's one thing to make content, but it's another thing to be intentional about the content that you're making. And I was just trying to film whatever I could whenever I had time. Brand deals were slowing down because I wasn't actively posting as much. My community suffered in a way. I haven't even been 100% in being online as often as I would like because I was just so consumed with my corporate role. And I found that there was a struggle in trying to balance both. And I didn't know if it would be possible for me to do both because I felt that there was a challenge for me to authentically show up as myself and be both. Because, you know, if you're in corporate, you know, some days can be harder than others. Weeks can be harder than other. Months can be ongoing. The jargon, the circling back, the deadlines, the meetings, the social interactions, all of the things, I felt like it was just making me more and more claustrophobic. And I noticed that it was time for a change when I felt myself being so depleted at the end of a workday that I couldn't show up creatively because I had no energy left. I had no energy left to really want to be 100% present for my family because my job was literally sucking the life out of me. With my family doing frequent travel internationally, it was getting to a point where I just really had to choose. Am I going to allow a paycheck to keep me from living my life and doing what's best for my family? Or am I going to step out on faith and actually do what I'm called to do, find the right role that can give me that work-life balance that I want and still make me happy at the end of the day? So as of now, I'm back on the hunt. I'm job searching. I'm looking for that role. Now, if you ask me what that is, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what that is. I prayed about it. I've talked to my husband about it. I've journaled about it. I've even asked AI about it, you know, putting together all of my skills, my talents, my gifts, everything that I can think of in a list and just figuring out what does that role look like for me? Because I don't know. Some of the suggestions that came along, they were fitting, whether that be project management, brand strategist, or getting into customer success, or even product management. And I've even seen things as simple as being a social media community manager. All of those things is some of the kind of roles that I'm kind of like browsing about now because I do have an extensive history of work experience ranging from a variety of different industries. So I honestly do believe the sky is the limit as far as where I can go next, but I just want to find my fit because I'll be honest, I'm a woman. I'm a Black woman and I have ADHD. It takes a lot for me to be able to find something that itches the right part of my brain and keeps me laser focused and wanting to do more of it day in and day out, which is why I feel like I thrive in just creative environments because it's just something new. Like I mentioned earlier, music, painting, drawing, there's jewelry making. There's so many different hobbies that I've had over the years that I found myself pulling away from because corporate life was taking so much of me. And I noticed that I was getting into roles that were just comfortable, that were paying the bills at the time. But now I'm at this point where I want to find my fit, something that can marry all of the things that I like. It might not necessarily have to be my exact hobbies down to the T in the corporate world, but something that can honor my strengths, honor my creativity. I can still have impact. I can still have great work-life balance. I can still make that bag. Let's be real, because we have to get paid. So in addition to looking at jobs and just being strategic with where I want to go next, I'm also taking this time to learn more skills. I'm currently studying for my PMP, something that was suggested for me to do by very close friends within my network who felt like this would be a great stepping stone moving forward. And it would look really good for me to hone on those skills, as well as it's a great resume booster for me to get into other roles that that I'm looking into now. So some of the things that I'm really looking for is just like better culture fit, not just the pay, because money isn't everything. And that's something that I've had to learn as of recently, like a hard lesson that I've had to learn. All money ain't good money. You have to protect your mental health at the end of the day. I'm really taking this time to learn more skills and to build my resume and make myself a stronger candidate, as well as pour into my personal development. So some of the things that I'm eyeing right now is getting my PMP certification, getting more in-depth knowledge in SQL, Python, R, and Power BI, Tableau, all of the things. Because a lot of these things I was exposed to throughout my years in the workforce, but I really want to actually obtain those certifications and become an expert of those different skills. I'm also back to running my content creation business full time because I have nothing but time on my hands right now. And that is one of the main focal points that I really want to hone in on, get some really good systems in place, build those great habits, and really hit the ground running with building this YouTube channel, building all of my other platforms, getting my blog up and running again. Y'all, I was looking at my website and I saw that I hadn't even posted a blog in years. Like, that's unacceptable. We're not doing that. We're not playing small. I need to get back into that. And I know that once I build that muscle, get that consistency right back up, it will be much easier for me to transition back into corporate because I already have the stamina built up to keep my business running in place. I can honestly say I've been a content creator for quite some time now. I want to say back in 2017 is when I initially started, but I didn't start getting paid until 2019. And I have made over 6 figures in content creation. So I know that it is possible. And until I find my fit, content creation will be one of my main income sources as of now while I'm going through this transition. Another thing that I'm doing right now is focusing in on my real estate investment properties. We do have tenants. I am a landlord, so it's a beautiful thing that we do have that passive income coming in to where it can give us that cushion that we need so that we can still move forward with our wealth building strategies as a family. Another great thing that I'm really excited that I'm getting back into is Shop by Malise Show, which is my photography business. So many of you may or may not know, photography is one of those side hustles that I've had that has brought me really great income throughout the years. And it's something that I never really advertised. It was something that was being done by word of mouth, whether that be family, friends, colleagues, people that were outside of my network that found out about my services. That was one of those things that I was doing to make income in addition to me having a job or being in my content creation business full time. I always kept my photography skills sharp, but now that I have the time on my hands, I can really dive in and learn all that I can and actually grow that business. I'm really looking forward to a lot of the services that I'll be offering, combining those creative skills with entrepreneurship and doing it the right way and approaching it as a business and not just a hobby. And that's another source of income that I'll be developing. So a win is a win, right? Last but not least, another thing that I'm doing right now is learning how to trade. I have been seeing the girls online making so much money with trading. And I'll be honest, I dib and dabbled in trading quite some years ago, and I made money trading options, but I didn't know what I was doing. But now I'm really taking the time to actually learn the fundamentals, learn the strategies, learn the techniques, look into mentorship and learn all that I can so that too can be another source of income in my wealth building strategy. I said all of that to say, I'm not just sitting on my behind while I find my next job. I am using what I have. I am taking my little, I'm giving it to God, and I'm doing my best so that it can be multiplied. And I'm just learning all that I can, skills and all, so that I can become a better me in the process, and I can make money that can help support my family too. What I've learned throughout this whole process, especially leaving corporate, is that I did not want to be tied down to that identity. I am so much more than just a corporate 9-to-5 person. I'm multifaceted. I'm creative. And that's what I really wanted to do. I think I had to be honest with myself and just say, you know, I thought I could fit myself in this box. And I later found out that I am way too big for that box. I can't be inside of a box. I can't follow the status quo. And that is why I'm just really humbled that I get to be on this journey. But at the same time, I know that there's going to be a lot of stretching and pruning in the process as I find what is right for me. One of the things I've also learned is that when you're working for a great company, a top company at that, it is very easy for you to make that your personality. And that's something that I learned being out in the world, is that you're sometimes judged by the company that you work for, the type of work that you do, and all the things. And I found myself in those settings of like, that's just not me. I'm a whole person outside this 9 to 5, but it wasn't always an inviting space for me to open up and share those pieces of me with others. So I knew very early on that corporate is one of those vehicles that will help me to reach my dreams, but I know for sure right now that this is not permanent for me and this is not where I want to actually end up, but I'm doing the best that I can with what I have to get to where I need to go. And that's all that I'm just keeping in the forefront of my mind. Now, when I look at this whole situation, I'm looking at what I did right. And what I did is, I saved my money. I made sure I had multiple income streams before I actually made that decision to leave. I have rental properties, so I'm really good there. But what I wish I would have done differently is definitely saved more, because I honestly think you can never have too much savings. But that's where I'm just really leaning on my faith, and I'm leaning on God to provide and show up in all the ways that I know that He can. And He's done that time and time again. So now I'm just at a point in my life where I have no choice but to surrender. And by any means, this is not like financial advice. You definitely need to make sure you have your ducks in a row before you make a decision as major as this. And one of the things that I was really scared about is the fact that we just bought a house and this happened. So I was just telling myself like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But I found solace in the fact that, one, God gave me talents, God gave me gifts, and I know that that can make room for me. And then I have such a supportive partner that just wants me to be happy and wants the best for me. So all of that just makes it feel a much lighter transition. And I know that everything's going to be okay at the end of the day. When it comes to my mental health, I knew that I was making the right decision, because there were days often where I would find myself in literal tears, frustrated, just ready to just pound my head on the laptop, because I am just stressed, and it was just stress on top of stress. And that is not good for your body. And it was not good for me. And as someone who has ADHD, it really got to a point to where I was taking my meds every single day just to make it through the day. And that isn't a lifestyle that I personally wanted to live, because my medication, at least for me, it is something that's PRN. It's as needed. And once I took a step back and realized that, oh my goodness, this is getting out of hand and it is affecting me negatively, I knew that I needed to make a choice. Now I have peace. Although there's uncertainty, I'm excited, even though I'm nervous and a little scared. And I have that freedom that I didn't have, that I was hoping that I would have, but now it's just a matter of just figuring it out and just staying the course. I know for a fact that my mental health is way more valuable than a salary could ever pay me. And that's a fact. This whole journey is making me lean on God, trust in God. And one of the things that I'm really taking this time to do is get deeper in my word, deeper in my fellowship, deeper in my worship. And I've gotten a lot of great resources to help me do just that. I've been reading my Bible more every day and just really seeking the Lord for direction on what to do next. Because what I don't want to do is choose the next career or the next role out of desperation. I really want to be where God's calling me to be and feel good about where I am. But I strongly believe that God is leading me to something bigger and something better. And I know that finding my fit is all about just finding the right place where my values, my purpose, my talents, everything is all in alignment. And that's what I truly want, is to be aligned. And another thing, I'm learning that it's okay to not have everything figured out along this journey. It's a part of it. So I need to rest and be assured that God got it. He got my back. He's always had my back. I'm a strong believer in that if the Lord can give me one job, I know He can give me another. I know that He can give me something where I will flourish and my mental health won't be at stake. I won't be overly stressed. I'll love what I do. I'll love the impact that I'm making. I'll be content with the value that I bring to any organization, because I'm being exactly who I'm called to be. I'm calling this series Finding My Fit because this is exactly what I'm doing, finding it. I'm going to be very transparent as I document this journey, as I pour into my personal development, and I find the right role that aligns with everything that I want in a role: the wins, the losses, the rejections, the interviews, as I'm building my businesses, as I'm learning about myself as a creative. Also, the reality of what is going on right now in today's economy, especially in the job market. And I'll be taking you through all the ups and downs and what I'm learning throughout this process. So you can expect real, live, raw updates as I'm going through this. I'm going to be figuring out, tweaking what's working, what's not working, how I'm going to be managing these businesses, income, how I'm going to survive. There'll be faith and personal development content as well as career advice and what I'm learning. The reason why I want to share this is because I know I'm not the only one that's stuck, stuck not knowing whether or not you'll still be able to pour into your businesses like you should because you have responsibilities, or hating your jobs, not wanting to get up and go to work, just wanting to just close the laptop, no more meetings, no more circling back. I want to show you the real ins and out of doing a career transition in real time, especially being in my 30s. I'm not new to this. This is very scary. I'm doing it, but we're going to do it out loud. And if you are thinking about making a career change, I hope this helps you. And I want you to know that you're not the only one. Me being in my 30s, this is a drastic change for me to be making at this point in my life, but I have to do what is best for me, and I have to put myself first. And I know that the right role is out there for me. I just have to find my fit. If you're on a similar journey or thinking about making a change, I want you to follow along for more. Please subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below and tell me where you are in your career journey, or if you're thinking about making that jump and taking that leap of faith and really just finding what will work for you, whether that be something creative, jumping into entrepreneurship, or just switching industries. I would love to know. I don't know exactly where this is going, but I am excited to figure this out with you. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of Finding My Fit. I will be uploading YouTube videos twice a week now, and I'm really excited. I'll be doing uploads on Tuesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I'm really excited about, giving my all and committing to YouTube and just giving you all really good, valuable content, while also being transparent about where I am in my walk with Christ, where I am in my walk with my career, my family, all of the things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.